So unlike question 29, which was about kind of general non-sciencey ideas, question 30 is about more of a science kind of piece of information from this passage. However, it's not really about science, right? You don't need to understand the science in order to get it. Just follow the normal SAT rules. So in this case, we're told to look at this particular line, aerodynamic sweet spot. But as always, we want to get the context. So let's follow the +1 sentence rule and read a little bit before and after. So scientists do not know how the birds find that aerodynamic sweet spot, but they suspect that the animals might align themselves either by sight or by sensing air currents through their feathers. Alternatively, they may move around until they find the location with the least resistance. In future studies, the researchers will switch to more common birds, such as pigeons and geese. They plan to investigate how the animals decide who sets the course and the pace, and whether a mistake made by the leader can ripple through the rest of the flock to cause traffic jams. So they're finding a sweet spot. It's probably the spot with the least resistance. Let's look at the choices. Describe how the proper structural design of an airplane helps to save fuel. What? An airplane? We're talking about birds. This has nothing to do with airplanes. Weird. Show that flying can be an exhilarating experience. Well, maybe that is true, but it's not talking about it being fun. The birds are not having fun. They're just flying. That's just what they do. Describe the bird's synchronized wing movement. Well, they're talking about the wing movement. That's an important part of the passage. It's an important part of why they fly in the V formation. But here's a good example where the word at the beginning is too strong. Now, I normally, if you watch a lot of these videos, don't focus on words at the beginning, like describe or show or suggest. Those words are usually the same, right? They may be different words, but they're usually not conveying a lot of meaning. A word like emphasize or describe or show, those words are kind of just filler. And I don't normally care about them. But here's a case where one actually does cause some problems, right? Describe the bird's synchronized wing movement. Well, how do these three words describe the movement? Right? So if you think that that's what's happening, then you should be able to do the same thing, right? So go ahead, describe the movement. You can't, because it doesn't make any sense to use the phrase aerodynamic sweet spot to describe the movement of the wings. It's not enough information. So describing can't really happen when we only have three words. It's not sufficient. So that's too strong for what we are looking at here. But let's look at D. Suggest that a certain position in a V formation has the least amount of wind resistance. Well, gosh, they said that exactly that. Like, it's literally in the +1 sentence afterwards. So here's a good example of if we just know how the SAT designs their questions and the ways that we should use to avoid their traps, this question is really easy. If we play by SAT rules here, they literally just said the answer in the next line. So this is why, follow the SAT rules. If they give you a line reference, read a sentence before and after, get the context, odds are good, the answer will be there, and it's perfect this time.